Do it. Oh, here comes Joanne. One more person. Nice. Okay, we're going to start standing so we can just get right into it. So we don't, so we have use all the time we have. Yeah, it's kind of been a theme, so I was kind of thankful for that, using what you have while you can, in the time that you have, right? So here we are. We have this time. Why not join together and honor that connection? Softly closing your eyes so that you can move a little deeper as you become aware of the soles of the feet resting on the earth and the crown of the head extending towards the sky. And this wise body breathing and resting in the security of that, in the foundation. Maybe aware of the trees as you hear the wind, the trees out there that are strongly rooted to the earth and yet can sway with a 10-foot sway and survive. So we learn to root and ground and take whatever winds come at us and stand up upright in the end. Maybe setting an intention for your practice. What brought you here today? Maybe just lack of something to do. Starting your day in a mindful way, connecting body and breath. And with your inhale, allowing the arms to float out, around, and up, and exhaling, palms float together, meeting gently, coming through the heart center to rest right there at the heart center. Allowing the chin to soften towards the notch in the collarbone, and softly blinking open your eyes if you haven't already to take in the tips of the fingers and the floor beneath you, and inhaling to gaze to center. Allowing the arms to extend towards the earth, reaching down through the soles of the feet as you lengthen through the crown of the head. And with your inhale, floating the arms up without any effort, exhaling, floating that energy to the heart center, drawing it down, inhaling your breath, your body, exhaling. Nice. And coming to rest here with the hands at the heart center. If you need to step to the top of your mat to have space, do that. And coming into Tadasana. Feet hips distance maybe a little wider. Allowing equal weight in both feet and then shifting the weight over the right leg, so that you can step, slide, or walk that left foot back. How are you doing keeping your hands at your heart center? Maybe they need to go to your hips or extend to the earth to help with balance. Right? I only make suggestions. So here we are in our Warrior One, our front-facing posture, with our shoulders stacked over the hips and lengthening straight up through the crown of the head, even as the shoulder blades rest down the back. With your exhale, settling the hips between the legs. Do you still have weight in that back heel? As we've been practicing lately, weight in the sole of that front leg. Inhaling there, exhaling, gentle twist, right? Maybe you've barely done any movement today. Inhaling to center. Exhaling. No effort, inhaling, just exploring here. Maybe you need to soften something. Back out, find a different variation. Nice. The next time you inhale to center, find stillness. Allow that back foot to float forward, shake it out, let it go. Reestablish the foundation, the connection to the earth. Rooting down, lengthening up, softening wherever you're gripping. Maybe the palms float together at the heart center, maybe the hips. Where do you want your focus to be? Do you tend to drop the heart? Do you tend to effort into the lower back? So sometimes bringing the hands to that place helps to remind you to soften there. Allow the weight to shift over the left leg, stepping that right foot back. Find a safe space, safe width from side to side, forward, back. Exhaling, bending into that left knee as you settle the hips straight down. Let the shoulders stay right there over the hips. Maybe the palms come to the heart center. The chin stays in alignment over the fingertips. Exhaling, gentle twist to the left. Inhaling to center. Exploring a twist on this side. Guided by the breath. And the breath is smooth and even, and there's no effort in the shoulders. We're just waking up and exploring the core body, the back body, the spine. Allowing a twist. Nice, coming back to center. And stepping that back foot forward and shaking it out. Walk the feet a little bit wide and take some hip circles. And reverse those circles. Nice. And then we'll come into stillness. Inhaling the arms out, around, and up. They soften into the shoulder sockets. Pause here. Did you lose the foundation? Lengthening. Where are you efforting? Soften the jaw. Nice. Maybe this just feels like too much in the top of the shoulders. Does Goddess help? Bringing the arms wider. Maybe even closer together helps. Explore that. With your inhale, root down. With your exhale, reach the hip creases back, but keep that long spine. Chair pose. Looks different for everyone. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, weight comes into the heels as the hips reach back and the heart stays lifted. Nice. Inhale, strong legs. Maybe 2 more times like this, exploring or not. Maybe you're just visualizing that. Nice, long spine. Bending into the knees, reaching back, and then reaching up. Float those arms down, shake it out, let it go again. Land in your Tadasana. Bringing attention to the breath. Just watching for 3 rounds of breath. Massaging from the inside out. So can you move the breath from the upper chest down into the thoracic body? Softening the belly. So the breath, so the body can accept the breath. Nice. And then walking the feet nice and wide. Nice. Should feel nice to you. Feet, edges of the feet parallel to the edges of the mat, so toes point forward. This is to protect the knees. Soften the shoulder blades up, back, and down. Inhale, finding length. Exhaling, hinging forward from those hip creases again. Any amount. With your inhale, root into the legs, reaching into the outer side of the feet, not just the inner, and inhale up. Nice. Draw the shoulder blades to the center of the back. Nice. And then exhale, hinge forward. Bringing awareness to that broad space across the collarbone. Nice. Soften the back of the neck. Inhale up. It doesn't mean drop the head. Just means don't lift the chin to effort into the back of the neck. Last time. Exhaling. Or try not to. Sorry if it sounds like commands. Root into the feet. Inhale all the way up to stand. Let the hands float to the lower back if that feels good for you. Or staying on the hips. Drawing the shoulder blades to the center of the back, just being aware of that action. The elbows maybe point a little to the room and back of you. Now bring awareness to the front ribs, the bottom ribs. Did they puff out to counter the drawing back of the shoulder blades and elbows? So just gently become aware of them, draw them back. So now you're not efforting. Does that feel any different? So draw the shoulder blades and the elbows together. Let the front ribs come forward a little. Draw them back. Is there also an echo down into the lower back, into the hips? Just playing with that. Why do we have alignment? Take the efforting out and to find the natural curve in our body. What are our habits? Just noticing. So when we take that back bend, it comes from the upper body opening, the shoulder blades supporting underneath the heart, and the ribs fanning open as the heart lifts to where the wall meets the ceiling. Not the hips coming forward. Not compressing the lower back, so important to lift the ribs, lift the heart. If you'd like to lift the gaze, maybe the chin comes up, out, away from you and up, so there's no compression in the back of the neck. Breathing here into that space in the front body without losing the connection to the earth and the support there. With your next inhale, float up. With your exhale, hinge forward from the hip creases. Keeping that long spine, heart reaching, extending away from the belly. And you find that. We're going to keep that a little stillness in the upper body and try to isolate the hips, the pelvis rolling over the femur bone as you exhale, tailbone tucks towards the heels, just till you feel warmth in the lower back. An opening, a lengthening, maybe it's a challenge. Inhale, tailbone just lifts a little bit because we already did that back bend, right? We just want to counteract that. Nice, aware of the breath that guides you, hugging the belly in and up to support that opening. As the front body supports, the back body feels free to lengthen. As we work into that lower back, finding stillness there in a long spine, soft jaw, gazing to the floor right below you. So you keep the same angle of the chin no matter where you are, unless we cue that. With your exhale, right hip draws to the right armpit. Inhale to center. Exhale, left hip draws to the left armpit. Wagging a tail if you had one. You feel the lengthening in the opposite side. What do you feel in the lower back? Are you efforting in the shoulders? Can you keep them gently resting together on the back body? Is the upper body staying still? Are you able to wag your tail and isolate the movement to the hips rocking side to side without judging it? Just notice. Visualizing, coming to stillness there. With your inhale, find that length through the crown of the head. With your exhale, root into the feet and inhale all the way up and roll through those shoulders, sliding them up and down the back body. With your inhale, reach into T, extend through the fingertips. With your exhale, cross the arms, doesn't matter which way, just notice which arm is on top. Soften the tops of the shoulders, so just let them settle. Bring the focus to the back body. As you inhale, extend the elbows away from you, not necessarily up, but away. Drawing the shoulder blades away from each other now, without forcing anything, and then fill that space with breath. Feel, allow the upper body to expand with each inhale. Ribs open, accept the breath. Broadening. Exhale, soften. Inhale, reach through those fingertips. Exhale, reverse the arm on top. Maybe your hands are just at the elbows, right? You can still draw them away, and with the arms moving, so come the shoulder blades, right? Inhaling, the elbows reach away. And the breath moves into that space you've created with letting go of all tension in the jaw and the top of the shoulders. Just breath, filling that space in back of the heart. Breath breathing into the very bottom of the lungs. And you're aware of the ribs expanding, fanning open to accept that breath. With your next inhale, extending, opening up those arms in T and floating them down. And taking another inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhale. One more time. Shoulder loop up to the ears. Sliding them together and sliding them down. Back. Nice, wide opening. Walking the feet nice and wide again. For our warrior two. So the right foot points to the top of the mat. Our hips are maybe level, maybe not. Just noticing, what are your habits? What is your body allowing? And meet it right there. Root into the feet, right? Most important part. Find the foundation to stabilize you. Maybe that's where you want to stay today. Just becoming aware of the rooting into the earth. The grounding, the connection. What keeps you stable in your life? What is your grounding? So that you can navigate easily into the next moment. Exhaling, bending into the knees, settling the hips between the legs. Without reaching the shoulders forward or back. Inhaling, extending into the arms. Not reaching back into the past or forward into the future, but right there in the middle. Breathing into this moment as you gaze over the right fingertips. Nice. With your next inhale, yes, the fingertips reach forward, but the lengthening comes from armpit to hip. As that space in the hip crease closes off a little, and that right hand floats to the thigh, and the left hand floats to the hip. Nice. Does it feel to you, are you aware of both sides being the same length? Is it possible to soften those top ribs towards the earth as you get more space from hip to armpit on the right side? So not rounding, but lengthening. Knowing when to challenge yourself and when to rest in an easy, peaceful pose so that the breath stays smooth and even. Inhaling, extending into that left hand, coming all the way up into your warrior two again, floating into your peaceful warrior. Left arm floats down, right arm extends up so that you feel the length in the whole right side body without any efforting into the shoulder. Inhaling, reaching through the crown of the head, ribs lift out of the hips so that you can exhale and float back. Gazing to the elbow crease or up towards the fingertips. Is the wrist cocked? Can you open the elbow more? Can you soften the shoulder? What's the work for you today? Have you lost the foundation and the work in the legs to support you? Is the breath moving easily into the right side body? As if you could puff up your armpit. Exhale there. Inhale into your warrior two. Floating the hands down, straightening into that leg. Heel, toe, mindfully step the feet together to land in Tadasana. And take a couple of rounds of breath here. Maybe softly closing your eyes to go a little deeper. Just noticing, does the right side body feel any different than the left side body? Sometimes I feel more of a buzzing feeling on one side. Sometimes one hip feels higher. One shoulder feels softer. One arm feels longer. Just noticing. And then walking the feet nice and wide again. And rotating the left foot to point to the top of the mat or the back of the mat, whichever way you're standing. Maybe the hips can be a little more parallel to the earth, maybe not. And then we find that foundation that stabilizes us, that secures us. And with the exhale, move into our warrior. Maybe this doesn't feel so great on your knee today, so straighten into that leg, no rules. Maybe you're able to inhale the arms and extend them into T. Gaze over that left hand and find the breath. And notice when you lose or if you lose the foundation and the active legs, when do the thoughts start to tug? What is the self-talk? Just noticing. And then gently coming back to the breath in the body, breathing with your inhale, extending forward through the fingertips, but the length in the side body stays, floating that left hand to the thigh, softening there. It's not supporting you, it's just resting there. It's the stability of the legs and the core that keeps the extension as you reach into the pinky toe side of that right foot. Nice. Maybe the right ribs, the top of the rib cage can float down towards the earth, and there's a lengthening in the side body. The entire rib cage shifts and the spine is stacked once again. So a goal, you might not be there, so that we're always hinging from the hips, keeping the length, inhaling, maybe extending through that right arm, maybe not. Maybe gazing to that bent knee foot, because that's easier on your neck. Exhale there and inhale to find that warrior again. Floating the right hand to the back of the thigh, inhaling that left. Finding the length in the left side body. Coming into your expression of peaceful warrior. Without collapsing on the right side, soften the right shoulder. Lengthen through the left side. Allow the breath to fill that space. Inhaling. Floating right back to warrior two. Exhaling, float the arms down, straighten into the bent knee, heel, toe, mindfully walk the feet together again. Shake it out, let it go. Land in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Big breath in, sigh out, exhale. Nice. Stepping to the top of your mat, we'll come down to the floor. Just do a little more down there. Inhaling, floating the arms up. Exhaling, maybe floating to a chair or block so that you can step one knee and then the other to the earth. Allow the hips to come to one side. Extend the legs straight out in front of you. Finding the sitting bones rooting into the earth, maybe bouncing out the knees. And then again, keeping the integrity of the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head and the soft shoulders. Walk the hands back a little. Step the feet wide. Flex and float from side to side. Inhaling up, exhaling over. And then coming back to center and extending those legs straight out again with a softness to the back of the knees so that you can sit up, right? So we let go of the hamstrings to allow for lengthening in the lower back so we can sit up. I'm taking that right knee in, hands interlace over the shin. This is part of the foundation, and we use this connection to get even longer and taller, to draw the heart closer to the knee, to find more length in the back body. And we extend into that left heel without forcing the knee joint to the earth, right? And the quadricep is even active. And the core lifts and lengthens you. Nice, just noticing here. Nice. And then we extend that right leg out and exhale and draw in the left. Knowing that if this is too much for you, if this doesn't feel right, you can come to your back and find the same opening, right? Just a different way of coming into it. So again, using that foundation of the shin to inhale and find a little more length through the spine, right? Draws you closer and you can grow taller, longer. Breathing into this active right leg, reaching into the heel. Nice, working that core to lengthen the spine, nice. And then sliding that left leg out and bouncing it out and rolling through the ankles. You can bring your hands to the earth for support so you don't collapse the front body. Pedal out the feet. Nice. And then we'll bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor so you can bring yourself all the way back to lie on your mat. Land. Allow the spine to rest on the earth. Aware of the natural curves, that space under your neck and back of your neck. The space in the lower back, which might start at the lower ribs. We all have a different shape. The space in back of the knees if your legs are straight. Under the thighs, just noticing. Breathing into that, and as you soften, maybe you can rest a little closer to the earth. With your exhale, one knee and then the other draws in for a hug, and you pause there. Maybe you get some movement, hip circles or rocking. Nice. And then coming to stillness, allowing both feet to float to the floor. Inhaling, that right leg extends straight up, and we take those ankle circles again. And reverse those circles. Fan the toes out, curl them in. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend to the ceiling. 2 more rounds like this. And then floating that foot to the earth. Inhaling, left leg straight up, reaching into that heel, making those ankle circles or taking those ankle circles and reversing them and fanning the toes out and curling them in. And then exhaling and bending that knee and allowing it to return to the earth. Taking any final movement to complete your practice. And when you're ready, coming to rest for a short Shavasana. Shavasana, the most important parts, what we work towards, to let go of the thoughts, allowing them to settle throughout the practice, to release the gripping and tension in the body so we can sit in stillness and go a little deeper. To move past the physical body and the thoughts, to get into the emotional body so that we can take better care of ourselves, become more aware of what we need, who we are, what gives us joy, what is the next step to take to get to that place. Never missing the moment. Doing all that we can with all that we have in the time that we have, with our full attention. Softening the space between the eyes, allowing the face to melt towards the earth, with the lips softly meeting, following the breath from beginning to end, the breath that sustains us. Resting in this breathing body. With the wise heart to guide us. Peaceful awareness. Slowly becoming aware of your body resting on the earth. Becoming aware of the space surrounding you. Gently bringing your body back from stillness with small, gentle movements. Allowing the movements to get a little bigger. And maybe with your next inhale, the arms extend. And with your exhale, they soften to a comfortable place as you bend one knee and then the other to gently step them onto the earth. Feeling more awake and alert with every inhale. Using your arm as a pillow, rolling over to one side or the other. Pausing here to allow the breath to fill the front and back of the heart space. Scanning your body and noticing what your practice has given to you today. What awareness, physical, mental, emotional, what can you take with you off your mat and into your life? Maybe the eyes stay softly closed as you press into the earth and draw yourself up into a comfortable, easy seat. With your inhale, the arms extend. And with your exhale, the palms float gently together to meet and rest at the heart center. And we lift our hearts and we bow our heads, honoring that perfect light that shines in all of us and unites us, with the intention that our practice be continuous, to be of benefit to all beings. May all beings be happy. May they be healthy. May all beings find their freedom. May they know peace. May they walk through the world with ease. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this short practice with me.